Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Healing Her Hustle. It means the world to me that you're here, and I can't wait to keep showing up for you every week. If today's conversation resides with you, I'd love for you to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or my YouTube channel so you never miss an episode again. And if you want to help spread the word, take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your social medias like Instagram. Tag me at Healing Her Hustle so I can celebrate you and share it with our community. If you have a story, we would love to hear from you. You can DM us or you can email us at the email in our bio. Today's episode is When Doubt Comes from an Illness You Can't See. Reclaiming your power when your body says you can't. Hey, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Healing Her Hustle, the podcast where we talk about the balance between chasing your dreams and protecting your peace. I'm your host, Dawn Marie, and today's episode is one that's close to my heart. We're diving deep into a topic that so many women silently face: living with invisible illnesses while trying to build a life, a business, or even just survive the day. We're talking about how chronic pain, autoimmune disorders, fatigue, mental illness, or trauma related conditions like anxiety and depression can make you doubt your worth, your purpose, and your ability to succeed. Because when you have an illness others can't see, people often mistake you, misunderstand you. They see the smile, the makeup, the social media post, but they don't see the exhaustion, the pain, or the mental fight it takes to just show up. And that's where doubt creeps in. No, just from others, but from inside you. So today we're going to talk about how visible illnesses feeds self-doubt, how to separate your illness from your identity, how to build confidence and success while honoring your body, and how to stop apologizing for the peace you need to heal. The natural of doubt. Let's start with this truth. Doubt is sneaky. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, like that small voice that says, maybe you can't handle this. You're falling behind. You're not like everyone else. But when you live with an illness others can't see, it becomes consistent noise. Every flare up, every symptom, every I can't today becomes an invitation for your mind to question your value. Visible illness changes the way you experience life, but it doesn't change your worth. Still, doubt makes it hard to believe that. You might ask yourself things like, am I lazy? Or am I just sick? Am I making excuses or listening to my body? Will people believe me if I say I can't do it? And when no one can see your pain, it's easy to start doubting if it's even real. But it is, and it's okay to honor it. When illness speaks doubt into your mind, let's get real. Illness doesn't just affect your body, it affects your mind. And when you're tired all the time, when your body aches, when you feel foggy or drained, your brain starts looking for meaning. And the story it tells is often cruel. You're failing. You're unreasonable. You're too broken to succeed. But here's the truth. That's not your voice. That's your illness speaking through your exhaustion. Illness can destroy your perspective of reality. It makes small changes feel impossible. It convinces you that you're the problem when in reality you're carrying twice the weight of a healthy person and still showing up. That's not weakness, that's responsibility. This past week, I got very, very sick. I get easy flare ups because I have fibromyalgia, I have IBS, PCOS, OCD, bipolar disorder, and more, which are all hidden diseases in my body that no one else can see unless they absolutely see that I am in physical pain. So last week, the reason why I did not do a podcast and I had went on and apologized for it is because I have a fibromyalgia inflamed patch in my hip and I could not move. My husband literally had to take 2 days off of work to take care of me. And it really bothers me that even that has to be an option for us. For example, about 10 years ago, I had found out that I also have the blood clot disorder. I'm a factor 5, so technically every week there's a blood clot being created in my body, and most of the time it just discharges, but sometimes it causes me massive pain and fatigue, and along with all the other invisible illnesses that I have spoke about, like fibromyalgia is always a constant tired. It feels like my bones are constantly breaking every day. And there's no medication for it. There's no cure. There's nothing for it. You just unfortunately have to suffer in silence most of the time. Unless you have people around you who are supportive, who will tell you that it's okay to rest. They'll remind you to rest. And that helps your mindset as well, to have people who were open to learning about about you and your illnesses, are open to take care of you, to take days off of work to make sure that you're okay. Like my husband had to practically lift me up off the bed this last week because I could barely move, and he had to help me get up off out of the washroom and into the washroom. And as a person who is very independent and has this perfection mindset, it made it really hard for me to have that I cry when no one's watching. And I'm sure that you understand this. When no one is watching, you let the tears run down your face, because when you cry, it is a release from the trauma that you've had to hold on to while you watch someone else have to take care of you. And because of that, your mind starts telling you that this is your life. You can't succeed. You can't do anything besides maybe get up and do a tiny little walk by yourself to where you need to go and then back to the bed. And that feels like a 5,000-mile run that you've had to take just to get up to get a glass of water, to get up because you know that your mind is telling you that you have to get up, but your body is telling you that you need to stay where you are. And that's how I felt last week, was just frustrated with my mind and my body because of this flare up that it literally sent me to the ER. And that is where I found out that it's literally, I have a fibromyalgia patch in my hip, most likely because I have to lay in bed a lot, but it was like it had little lightning bolts of pain going through it. So I had to do a lot of medication, which I already have to do on a daily basis because of all my illnesses. So I had to rest for over a week to just heal myself, on top of like getting blood clots. It's draining, and this is an episode for anybody who is feeling the same way, that has hidden illnesses that they feel like expressing is draining to themselves because you feel like you're draining it onto someone else. But if you educate the people around you about your illness and tell them to learn how to be graceful to you when you have a flare up, you will start seeing more and more of them caring for you, instead of them reminding you that you're not cleaning the house, you're not taking care of the kids, you're not doing anything for them. If you get a partner that is still like that after you have educated them about your illnesses, then you're not in the right relationship. even if there's children involved, you're not in the right relationship, and you will survive better on your own mentally and physically, and you'll have less flare ups if you find yourself in the wrong place in your life because you deserve to be cared for, knowing that you have an invisible illness or illnesses, that the more that you see projection of care onto you, the more that you give to yourself and your body and your mind, and it will help you to have less flare ups. If you have a story that you would like to tell, that maybe you're frustrated and you just need others' opinions, please send me your story. I want to read it on the podcast. I want to have you as a guest. So again, you can contact me on all of my social media platforms under Healing Her Hustle, and my team or myself will get back to you right away to book you as a guest or to tell your story, to let you know when it will be aired. Healing isn't learning, and neither is success, but both being with the decision to keep showing up, even imperfectly. You don't have to be perfect to try. You really don't. The emotional toll of being unseen. When you have an invisible visible illness, people often sympathize. But when you have an invisible one, people often offer advice. You hear things like, "You don't look sick. Maybe if you tried harder, just push through it." And slowly doubt starts to grow. You start hiding your pain. You stop asking for help. You stop pretending you're fine. You start pretending becomes performing, and the performance drains you even more. Visible illness teaches you how to minimize yourself, but healing teaches you to explain. Again, to stop apologizing for needing rest. Stop justifying your pain. Stop explaining your limits. You don't owe anyone proof of your struggle to deserve compassion or success. Reclaiming power in your body that feels unperspectable. Let's talk about power. Because even when your body feels out of control, there are still ways to reclaim control in your mind, your habits, and your environment. Here are 5 ways to rebuild trust with yourself when doubt shows up through illness. 1. Redefined perspective. Success doesn't have to mean doing it all. It means doing what matters with intention. Even if all you did today was take a shower or send one email, that counts. 2. Listen without judgment. Your body isn't betraying you, it's communicating. When you slow down, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. 3. Release comparison. Your path will never look like someone else, and it's not supposed to. You're not behind your healing. 4. Ask for help without shame. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's strength. It's saying, I deserve support too. 5. Use compassion as discussion. Be kind to yourself, but consider in your healing. You don't need to hustle hard. You need to align deeper. The mind body connection. When doubt lives in your mind, it often shows up in your body, tenderness, fatigue, pain, flare ups. And when illness lives in your body, it shows up in your mind, fear, anxiety, guilt, and self blame. They feed each other like a loop. So healing both isn't about choosing one, it's about learning how to hold both. Here's how you can start. Practice grounding when doubt spirals. Breathe, stretch, remind yourself I'm safe. Practice gratitude for small wins. Focus on what your body can do and not just what it can't. Create a self-compassion routine. Generally, affirmations, slow mornings, journaling, or simple saying, "Thank you, body," every night. The truth about success with chronic illness, here's what I want you to know. You can be sick and successful. You can be tired and powerful. You can be healing and still building your empire. Amen. Success doesn't have to look fast or flawless. It can look like baby steps, rest days, tears, and encourage of all mixed together. The key is grace. Give yourself grace to grow differently because even small actions, even resting when need to, is an action of respect against doubt. Every time you choose faith over frustration, you are healing your hustle. If no one's told you this lately, you're doing enough. You're becoming enough. You are enough. Even when your body doesn't cooperate, invisible illness may try to limit what you can do, but it can't limit who you are. You are still here, still showing up, still moving forward. That's not weakness, that's bravery. So the next time doubt says you can't, you tell it, "Watch me." Thank you so much for tuning in to Healing Her Hustle. If this episode spoke to you, if you're living with an invisible illness or a mental health challenge and trying to build your dreams, please share this with someone who needs hope today. Follow Healing Her Hustle on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to keep showing up. Until next time, stay grounded, stay gentle, and keep healing your hustle. Until then, remember, success isn't just about the hustle, it's about healing, alignment, and creating something truly yours. I'll see you in the next episode. And if you have a story you want others to hear about, please message me on Instagram or any of my other social media platforms to get the message out there. I hope you have a blessed day. Sending you off with love and light.